Kunja Bihari Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Banachari Jamuna Tira Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Banachari Yamuna Tira Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Amaspat Paramahansa Paribhrajagacharya Sikkare Srismad Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava ki Jai Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur ki Jai Prem se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Mo Gopinath Sam Khanda Radha Khanda Giri Govardhan ki Jai Vrindavan Dham ki Jai Navadvip Dham ki Jai Ganga Mai ki Jai Jamuna Mai ki Jai Guru Dwarka Dham ki Jai Samavita Bhaktivinoda ki Jai All glories to the Assembly. All glories to the Assembly. Thank you very much.
All glories to you, Srila Prabhupada. Glories to you, Prabhupada.
Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namini Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur passed away from this material world on 31st December 1936. So, almost 40 years passed. So there are two phases, prakat and aprakat, appearance and disappearance. So we have nothing to lament on account of disappearance, because Krishna and Krishna's devotees, not only devotees, even the non-devotees, nobody disappears. Nobody disappears because every living entity, as Krishna is eternal, it is confirmed in the Vedic literature, Nitya Nityana, Chaitana Chaitanana. The description of the Supreme Lord is that He is also Nitya, eternal, and the living entities are also eternal. But He is the chief eternal. Nitya Nityanam Chaitana Chaitana. So qualitatively, there is no difference between Krishna and the living entities. And quantitatively, there is difference. What is the difference between Nitya, the singular number Nitya, and the plural number Nitya? The plural number Nitya is subordinate, eternal servants of the singular number Nitya. It's like if you want to serve somebody, so the master is also exactly like you. He has got 2 hands, 2 legs, or the same sentiments, he also eats. Everything is same there. But the difference is the master and the servant, that's all. Otherwise, equal in every respect. So spiritually, appearance and disappearance, there is no difference. Just like in material point of view, if a person takes birth, suppose you get a son born, you become very happy. The same son, when passes away, you become very unhappy. This is material. And spiritually, there is no such difference, appearance or disappearance. So although this is the disappearance day of Om Vishnavas, Srisrimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, so there is nothing to be lament. Although we feel separation, that feeling is there, but spiritually there is no difference between appearance and disappearance. There is a song, Narottam Das Thakur's song, Jianila Premodhana. Do you know anyone of you? Can you sing that song, anyone? Jianila Premodhana, Karuna Prachur, Heno Prabhu Kotha Gala. I don't remember exactly the whole song. That is our lamentation. That Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur brought this message to distribute all over. Of course, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu expressed his desire that Prithivite ache jato nagoradi gram sarvatra prachar hoibe mor naam. He predicted that all over the world, as many towns and villages are there, everywhere my name will be known. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's name, which is now attempted now, this being actually. To execute this will of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said personally ভারত ভূমিতে মনুষ্য জন্ম হইল যার, জন্ম সার্থক করি করো পরোপকার. He wanted that his name should be broadcast all over the world, in every town, every village. And who would do it? That he asked, that anyone who has taken birth in Bharatvarsha, India, it is his duty, first of all, make himself perfect by understanding the philosophy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then broadcast it, distribute. This was the duty of every Indian. The Indian, especially in India, they have got the privilege to take advantage of the Vedic literature. In other countries,
Hare Krishna. Can you hear it? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So where did Srila Prabhupada start today? The format is we're trying to repeat what we've heard from the Guru. What did Prabhupada say in the beginning?
He said that it's the disappearance day of Bhakti Siddhanta.
And he used that as an opportunity to talk more about what does disappearance and appearance mean. And he talked about prakat and aprakat. And he, in essence, said that materially speaking, there is appearance and there is disappearance, seemingly like a son is born, a son dies. That spiritually there is no difference, but there is no appearance and disappearance because Krishna is eternal, and as we're part of Krishna, we're also eternal. So we don't spiritually appear or disappear.
Right. Qualitatively?
Different.
Qualitative, same.
Oh, sorry, qualitatively.
Quantitatively?
Big difference.
Right.
He used a nice example of the master and the servant, and that he said that the servant is just like the master. He has 2 arms and 2 legs, and he eats and he does all the same things, but the difference is in their position, essentially.
Very good. Perfect. And then, what does Srila Prabhupada say? Where does he go from there? What do we do about this information?
Speak the name of Lord Chaitanya in every town and village.
He quoted a few verses. And Lord Chaitanya's desire is that this goes to every town and every village. And he said, especially someone who's taken birth in India, their duty first, what?
Become perfect.
Yeah, first understand and become perfect. And then
Karu Paropakar, preach to others.
yeah, you must broadcast. It's something to be shared. We've been given a very valuable gift and we're meant to give it to others. So the disappearance and the appearance are non-different in one sense because everyone is eternal. And this information is meant to be absorbed and to be shared. I think that covers about what Srila Prabhupada said so far. Anyone else? Anything else? You have something?
Yeah. He said that like people have access to scriptures, so it is more the responsibility, like certain is saying that Indians have access to scriptures, so it's the responsibility also. So that's one thing. And then he requested somebody to lead the Jayanila Premadana Kirtan. So yeah.
Janitai Prabhu?
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought it was an important point. Prabhupada was asking if anyone knew Jayanila Premadana. He knew that song.
Jayanila Premadana.
And then he no one knew it, and Prabhupada said he didn't remember all of it. But then he said that although there is no difference between appearance and disappearance, and that song Narottam Das Thakur expresses the mood of separation. And he said, and that is okay, that is there. But spiritually, there is still no difference between appearance and disappearance. So for me, I really felt that was valuable, because it means that just because we know there's no difference between appearance and disappearance, it doesn't mean that we're heartless and emotionless and we don't feel separation from someone, especially a great soul, when they depart. We still feel that, and Narottam Das Thakur has set the example. So I thought that was valuable.
Anything else? Let's go on and hear what Srila Prabhupada has to share with us. Very good. Everyone's listening and repeating. That's the process.
There is no such advantage. So, if anyone wants to make his life perfect, then he has to take advantage of the vast treasure house of Indian spiritual knowledge. Even one Chinese gentleman, he has written one book about religion, that is a course in New York University. So he has said that if you want to know something of religion, then you have to go to India. That's a fact. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that every Indian, there is a need of broadcasting this Krishna consciousness movement all over the world. So it is the duty of every Indian to, first of all, make his life perfect. He must know. Perfection means he must know what is his position and what he has to do. That is perfect. At the present moment, people do not know what he is, even whether he is this body or something extra. The big scientists, they are also failure. This is perfection. First of all, one must know what he is, whether he is this body or something beyond this body. This is the beginning of spiritual knowledge. So that advantage is there in India by culture, by education. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested that Indians, Bharatiya, Bharatvarsh, those who have taken birth as human beings, he doesn't speak to the animals. Bharat Bhumite Manushya Janma. Manushya Janma means human. Because without being human being, nobody can understand these things. The cats and dogs, they cannot understand. So a person whose behavior is like cats and dogs, he also cannot understand. Therefore he said, Janma sarthak kori. First of all, make your life perfect and then distribute this knowledge. This is the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. So he simply said, but he was expecting that in later days his followers would do that. So that attempt was made by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he desired, and that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's message is to be accepted by East and West equally. And both the Indians and the Europeans, Americans, they should dance together in ecstasy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. That was his desire, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He simply expressed his desire. When I shall see this happening, that both the Eastern and Western people, they are united on the basis of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's cult and dancing together in ecstasy. That was his ambition. This was ambition of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and this was the ambition of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur took up this affair, business, and he wanted, first of all. So, every student, every disciple, especially those who are competent, he requested that you take up this mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and preach in the Western country. That was Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur first attempt. Before that, even the Acharyas, Rupanuga, Goswamis, they left literature, but they did not attempt to preach practically. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he was very, very anxious to preach this Chaitanya card in the Western countries. That is, see, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's special contribution. So,
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada continues, become perfect, and then give what you learned, this Vedic information, to others. What else did Srila Prabhupada say?
He said the first step in that becoming perfect is the understanding that you're not your body, and understanding that difference was the first step.
Jagannath Gopal?
The second step, he said, was to first of all understand, and the second was to act in that nature, to be situated in that nature. Is the second step of perfection, is what Prabhupada mentioned.
Okay. Johnny Jai Prabhu, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, he said human. He said humans can do it. Cats and dogs can't. So following on from what Jagannath Gopal added, that, yeah, if you act like a cat or a dog, then you're not qualified.
Also mentioning the contributions of Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, having that strong desire to share and preach practically. So very nicely seeing different of the acharyas contribute in equally important and also unique ways, like Six Goswamis establishing the literatures, and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's unique contribution and eagerly sharing it to all the Western countries and to every disciple who is willing and competent to take it up.
Any type of
I thought it was interesting. Prabhupada said that the Six Goswamis contributed by creating literature, but he said they didn't preach practically, which is interesting because they produced it. Yeah, they produced it, and then Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Bhakti Siddhanta, they wanted it, as you mentioned, preached in the West. Lots of people had had Krishna.
Yes, bro. So one very inspiring point what Shilpa told, what touched me is like he was telling about people from various parts of the world, so they get inspired. And then he said about unity, so all people will be, united on the basis of the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's cult teachings, like that he was telling. So he was emphasizing that people are united based on the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, yeah. And then that was the desire of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and then ultimately Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur did endeavors, planted the seed in that direction.
Very good. What about dancing? What did he say about dancing? Mataji, you have your hand up?
Yeah, I have my hand up on another point, but on dancing, I think that was part of the vision, was that we would all be dancing together, right?
Very interesting.
The 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 reflection that I was going to say was he was continuing on about the sort of responsibility of people who've taken birth in India to spread the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but he was also saying something about, and I don't know that I entirely caught what he said, that I think there was a professor at NYU, New York University, who I think he was saying, was he of Chinese origin, maybe? And he said that in his class, that he says, if you want to know anything about religion, and anybody from any tradition, that you need to go to India, if I understood that correctly. I thought that was interesting. Also, my ears perked up at NYU.
He said he wrote a book, and he wrote that in the book.
Got it.
In another incident, Prabhupada spoke very strongly. He said, of course, this does not come from India. It comes from the spiritual world. Not even from this world. But he did mention in this class, there was one Chinese professor at NYU who said, if you want to know about India, you should go to religion. Because the culture is steeped with what?
So if you want to know about India, you should go to religion.
If you want to know about religion, you should go to India. If you want to know about India, you should go to religion. No, okay, I'm trying to try. We have repeating Prabhupada, we have comments, testimony, we also have wisecracks. Okay, anything else? You're welcome. All angles of vision. Let's go on. Hear what Srila Prabhupada said.
When I met Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, it is a long story how I met him. One of my friends, he dragged me. I was at that time nationalist and manager in a big chemical factory. My age was about 24 years. So one of my friends, he asked me, there is a nice sadhu, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he has come in Calcutta. So let us go and see. So I was reluctant. I thought, just like, so there are so many sadhus. So I am not very much, because I had very bad experience, not very good. So I said, there are this kind of sadhus there are many. You'll be glad to know that even in young age or early age, it was Krishna's grace, even amongst my young friends, I was considered the leader. In my school days, in my college days, in my private friendship, somehow or other, I became their leader. And one astrologer, sometimes he read my hands, he said in Hindi, Hukum chalega. Hukum chalega means your hand speaks that your order will be executed. So anyway, it was Krishna's grace. I would not go. But their point of view was that unless I certify that sadhu, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he will not be accepted. Therefore he dragged me. So I went to see Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur on that day. On the first meeting, just we offer our obeisances. It is the practice. So immediately began his talking that you are all educated young men, why didn't you take us Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's cult and preach all over the English like public? Why didn't you take up this matter? So I argued with him in some way. At that time I was nationalist. So I told that who will accept our message? We are dependent nation. Nobody will care. In this way, in my own way, in these younger days. But we belong to the Vaishnava family. The Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda, Radha Govinda. That is our worshipful duty, worshipful deity. So I was very glad that Radha Krishna cult Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this sadhu is trying to preach. It is very nice. So at that time we had some talks, and of course I was defeated by his argument, my argument. And then when we came out, we are offered prasadam, very nice treatment, the Gaudiya Math. And when I came out on the street, this my friend asked me, what is your opinion of this sadhu? Then I said that here is the right person who has taken up Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's message, and now it will be distributed. So I was at that time a fool, but I opined like this, and I accepted him as my spiritual master immediately. Not officially, but in my heart. That was in 1922. Then in 1923, I left Calcutta on my business tour, and I made my headquarters at Allahabad. Allahabad is about 500 miles from Calcutta. So I was thinking that I met a very nice, saintly person. That was my thinking, always. So in this way, in 1928, there was a Kumbh Mela. At that time, these Gaudiya Math people came to Allahabad to establish a center there. And somebody informed them that you go to that Prayag pharmacy. My drug shop was named as Prayag Pharmacy. My name was also there. You go and see Abhay Babu. He is religiously, he will help you. These Gaudiya Math people, they came to me. So, sir, we have come to you, we have heard your good name, so we want to start a temple here. Please try to help us. Because I was thinking of these Gaudiya Math people that I met, very nice, saintly person. As soon as I saw them, I was very much envious. Oh, here are this person, they have come again. Oh. So in this way, gradually, I became attached to these Gaudiya Math activities, and by the grace of Krishna, my business also was not going very well. Yes. Krishna says, Jasahon Anigrindami Hariseta Dhanam Sami. If somebody wants to be actually devotee of Krishna, at the same time keeps his material attachment, then Krishna's business is, he takes away everything material, so that same person he becomes, dependent on Krishna. So that actually happened to my life. I was obliged to come to this movement, to take up this very seriously. And I was dreaming that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is calling me, please come out with me. So I was sometimes horrified. Oh, what is this? I have to give up my family life. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is calling me. I have to take sannyas. Oh, I was horrified. But I saw several times calling. So anyway, it is by his grace I was forced to give up my family life and so-called business life. And he brought me somewhere or other in preaching his gospel. So this is a memorable day. What he deserved, I am trying little bit, and you are all helping me. So I have to thank you more. You are actually representative of my Guru Maharaj, because you are helping me in executing the order of my Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much. Krishna Kirtana.
Last segment. Anyone remember?
This was such a sweet and unusual class where Srila Prabhupada was sharing so intimately about his own journey as a devotee. We think of Srila Prabhupada as an acharya, the founder acharya, the person who has the knowledge. But here Srila Prabhupada shares intimately how Krishna took things away from him, how he met his guru, how his disciples are representatives of his guru. This is a wonderful therapy for us to practice this Vaishnava thinking. This is happening to me so I can get closer to Krishna. I'm being forced to surrender, which is Krishna's inconceivable mercy. And everything that's happening in my life is coming from my guru, by the grace of my guru. Thank you for broadcasting this, Janitai Prabhu and Srila and Adipusha Prabhu. Thank you. That was very therapeutic. Madan Gopal has his hand up.
Hare Krishna, I think Bhima Prabhu had his hand up before me.
Yeah, like I'm going to go before you, Prabhu. No way. You go.
Hare Krishna. I found it particularly sweet when Srila Prabhupada, you can envision him smiling. He said, by the grace of Krishna, my business failed. That's not normally a sentence an Indian person, you hear Indian person say. And then, interestingly, the crowd, the devotees, they cheered, Haribol. If you listen carefully, they're all, he takes a moment, everybody's really like raising their hands and is so excited. So that's also usually not something that people do when you tell them my business failed. So what was particularly amazing is that everybody is on the same page as to the main point of the message. That even when Krishna makes apparent, quote unquote, failures in our lives, Haribol. Oh my God, look at him. He looks so adorable. Even when Krishna puts forth apparent failures in our life, you never know how many thousands will cheer in the future because of that so-called failure. You see, that it is the best thing that not just for me, but maybe even for a bunch of people, that, I managed to take up Krishna consciousness because of that so-called failure. And I was able to share with others. And who knows how many lives that little one turning point can change in the future. So it teaches us this idea that just take everything that Krishna gives us as his mercy, every little thing that even appears to be a setback. And if you can smile about it in the future, why not smile about it now? So, Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Very good. Bhima?
I think as we can all agree, the most poignant part of that whole lecture or talk was Prabhupada breaking down. And I'm sure for everybody that's really moving. And we have to ask ourselves, as Madan Gopal says, we should be smiling into the future despite what we face. And Prabhupada always was jolly that way. But his sobs were actually sobs of gratitude. All you kids, all you, my disciples, are here to carry on this mission of mine. And he was so grateful he broke down crying. Which shows, of course, how dear this mission was to Prabhupada's heart and how dear the devotees, his disciples, are to him who carry on this mission. And that great equanimity that we need to be joyful in devastating times and to be jolly in lighter times. First and foremost, it's the most attractive way to bring people into the movement and to give them faith is that equanimity, that equipoise, that it comes only because we have Krishna inside us, like a keel of a sailboat, like the weight that keeps us steady, and no matter what the wind or the sail will be, will never capsize. But as far as the lecture goes, I remembered like halfway through listening to that. Oh, this is that one lecture that even myself, you can feel it. You can feel Prabhupada's gratitude for all of you devotees. Hare Krishna.
Very good. Prabhupada starts this segment to say how I met my guru. My friends had to drag me. I didn't want to go. As I've seen so many sadhus, I had a bad experience. I didn't have confidence. And then he said, when we went there, we offered obeisances, which is the custom. And immediately started to preach to me and suggest, you're well educated in the English language, go to the West and share this message. And I protested. No, but we are a subjected nation. Who will listen to us? I was a nationalist. I was thinking first we become Swaraj, independent, and then, then somebody will respect us. And my guru defeated me. He defeated me. And he said, no, this is a priority. Doesn't matter who's in power. We concentrate on giving Lord Chaitanya's message. This is the solution for all problems. And then when he felt again and again his guru calling him to the renounced order of life, we've heard one lecture where he says, oh, how horrible, I have to leave my family, right? So it wasn't easy for him, but he felt the call and he accepted immediately. This is a very nice sadhu. This person is speaking the truth. Lord Chaitanya's message is in good hands. And in my heart, even though it wasn't official, I accepted him as my guru. That's my life's mission.
Krishna.
Anything else, Srila Prabhupada said?
Krishna Kumar,
Yeah, please speak.
Yeah, Prabhupada said even when he was a child among his young friends, he was considered a leader by Krishna's grace.
And they felt that if he gave approval for this, the validity and the genuine nature of this teacher, then other people would accept also. So that's why they wanted to bring him.
Thank you. Jagannath Gopal Prabhu.
Just real quick. So initially, Prabhupada was not willing to, kind of hesitant to go to meet Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Then he met him, his heart got transformed. And then later on, he says in next year in 1923, when he established his headquarters in Allahabad, Bhaktisiddhanta's disciples came. And Prabhupada mentions that when they came to him to ask help, he was engladdened by seeing them. So it's really interesting that Prabhupada was very innocent in that sense. He was very childlike. Oh, these are the servants of that same great person, that same nice person that I met. So he wanted to assist them. So that mood of Prabhupada to assist his guru, like in my life, I've observed, even though I like a great soul, I may have adoration for a great soul, but when the persons under him may come to me, I would say, God, they are here again. I don't know what they want to ask from me now. But that was not Prabhupada. Prabhupada was ready to give. He was ready to assist in his guru's mission.
Thank you, Jagannath Gopal Prabhu.
Looks like Bhima has his hand up again.
He's surrendering to Krishna. Only one hand. Draupadi, 2 hands. Bhima Prabhu, 1 hand. Good start, Bhima Prabhu. Darshan time, temple room?
Yes. It is. Okay, of course, Srila Prabhupada, thank you everyone for participating in this format of hearing from spiritual master and repeating. Prabhupada said, if you want to say that I did something, you can say that I repeated what I heard from my spiritual master.
All glories to Adipusha Prabhu and Janitai Prabhu, our facilitators.
Shri Radha Murida Gaura Chandra Sri Bhagavan ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.
By His grace, one can cross the ocean to cure suffering and attain mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from the Lotus mouth. Attachment to the Lotus peace, perfection of fulfills all desires. He opens my darkened eyes and those my heart return. He is my Lord, birth after birth. From Him ecstatic rain emanates, and my ignorance is destroyed. The big scriptures sing this garden. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, a friend of the poor, and a Lord master of the devotees. O Master, be merciful unto us. Give us the shade of your lotus feet. May these ladies spread all over the three worlds, and take shelter at your lotus feet. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Manohar Prabhu. Hare Krishna, welcome to the Afterglow. Jagannath Gopal Prabhu is here in case you have questions. Okay, would anyone like to reflect? Such a wonderful class. I was looking at Srila Prabhupada. It's kind of from a different angle, almost. Like, he's a devotee too. He had his journey to Krishna. Even though he's an acharya, he's a devotee too at the same time. Okay, Min has her hand up.
Yeah, thank you so much. You know, I feel like when I first came to Krishna consciousness, for some reason, Prabhupada just seemed a little far away. And, you know, as I read the text and his purports, you know, you get close to him, you like him more and more, and you love him. But I just never heard him get emotional that way and weep, specifically in gratitude. And, you know, I just a couple of days ago, I came across a verse in the fourth canto, and in it, Prabhupada speaks about who gets protected, who are protected by Krishna. And he says, the righteous ones. And I just really, you know, am moved by this form of protection that Prabhupada considers, right? His material demise. But that protection has such a far reach where, you know, a person like me is like trying to get to close to Krishna, and that it is possible because the way he thanks his disciples is just so moving, because that's the very fact that I'm able to be here every morning and listen. So it's just really moved by that.
Thank you, Min. Such a beautiful, such a wonderful sentiment. Thank you for being so vulnerable and sincere. Thank you. Jagannath Gopal Prabhu put something in the chat. Would you like to speak on that?
Just a quick thing. It's very endearing to see Prabhupada have tears in his eyes and choke up in gratitude. So he did that a couple of times in his Leela in this world. So what I pasted is another instance where he did that in Atlanta. So he especially became very emotional talking about the inconceivable mercy of Lord Chaitanya. So he says Krishna expects surrender, but Lord Chaitanya doesn't even expect surrender. And then he starts crying, you know, take shelter of Lord Chaitanya, he says. So one more thing I wanted to reflect was Prabhupada mentioned something in the lecture about the people born in India are privileged by culture. He mentioned by culture to have received this. So I was just reflecting on that and looking at my own life. Yes, during his time, definitely that was something that was very true. But as we have moved into the postmodern world, the 21st century and whatnot, even India is quite, going down in that sense. That cultural aspect is reducing to quite an extent in the cities, especially. So that is one thing I was reflecting on. And of course, it's there in the smaller places in India. That culture is still kind of intact, but it is reducing day by day. So the difference between East and West is actually reducing. So
Where's the happy ending, Jagannath Gopal?
the happy ending is Krishna consciousness, of course. Take to
Nice.
what Prabhupada has given. That is the happy ending for everyone. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Krishna Chandra Prabhu has his hand up.
I was just thinking of all the trials and tribulations that Srila Prabhupada had in his life, and and of course we know Srila Prabhupada is a pure devotee, so I believe ultimately these difficulties he had with about with the business and losing businesses and leaving his marriage to become sannyasi. It's ultimately, I think he was just showing us that whatever difficulties we have, we can ultimately we can dovetail that, we can alchemize that to give service to Krishna and to our Guru Maharaj. And it's just, and then we can see just from how he displayed his emotions and was vulnerable at that moment that we can find fulfillment in that way too.
Thank you. That's a nice word, alchemize. I hope I pronounced it right. Yeah, we can make things auspicious, even retroactively. We can look back at what happened to us, and then we can derive spiritual benefit from it if we look at it from the right angle, from the angle of Krishna's mercy. Jai. All right. So, yeah, dear devotees, let's take this movement seriously. Let's take this process seriously. We see how much it means to Srila Prabhupada that we're practicing nicely. So let's take it seriously. Take Prasadam seriously. That's the takeaway. Take the process seriously. And don't forget to smile also. Yeah, that there's no contradiction here. See, Madan Gopal Prabhu is smiling. Yes, that's the smile of a Vaishnava. Tilak is on, smile is on. Yet there's so much depth. Jai. Thank you. Okay, who wants to finish off the yagya for now? Who wants to say Hare Krishna? How about Angel? Hold on, Adi, unmute yourself, please. Angel, please help Adi. Adi, you should hire Angel as your secretary and pay him and take him everywhere you go. Yeah, where are they? They're gone. Okay, well, they're glorious in their attempt to serve Adi and Angel. Okay, Bhima Prabhu, would you like to come to the rescue?
All right, okay, all right. I wanted to say I
There he is.
really felt here with Prabhupada. I really like he was not like a human being just like us who went through all the trials and tribulations. He isn't just some mystical man of God in the sky. So I really enjoyed hearing this today in the class. Do you hear?
Yes, thank you, Angel. Thank you.
So
Very
okay,
profound.
that's what I wanted to say. So Hare Krishna.
Jai, Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. We love you. We need you. Have a wonderful day. Come again tomorrow.